Hey, what is up guys, it is Ryan and welcome to some gameplay footage of the beta of The Crew, an upcoming game from Ubisoft which is an open world driving MMO. And the map is the entire United States. Yes, that's right. Now it's not a one-to-one representation of the entire states, but it does have all of the major cities, all the major places that you would expect to find. Like right now I'm driving through New York. Also there's Los Angeles, there's Miami, there's Las Vegas, there's Salt Lake City, there's, I think there's Houston, and there's Chicago, and there's Detroit, and there's just a bunch of cities and a bunch of places you can go to, and no loading screens. You can drive from coast to coast. I think it takes about 90 to 100 minutes to drive that entire distance, just to give you kind of a scope of the size of the map. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. The driving, you'll see me mess up a little bit here. It's because I'm still trying to get used to the handling and everything. This was recorded really early into the beta, which was last week. And I mean, it kind of plays like an arcade driving game, kind of like a Need for Speed-ish thing, more than like an accurate representation of driving. But, you know, some people are criticizing the driving. I enjoy it. Right now I'm driving through the Bronx. Right in front of me you can see Yankee Stadium, which isn't called Yankee Stadium for licensing reasons, but that's what it is right there. Now, it's not one-to-one, the map, but it is really cool. It is really detailed. Like, you know, obviously they have landmarks that you'll recognize, like Yankee Stadium right here. And if you go to, you know, any of the cities, you'll see something recognizable. As you're driving through the different regions, you'll notice that, like, the scenery changes. You'll notice that noticeable things pop up so you know where you are in the country. And it is really, really cool that they've been able to capture that into the game. Now, when I heard, oh, it's this huge map, it's the entire United States, I'm a little skeptical. I'm like, well, does that mean it's going to be a really bland, like, version of the United States? It's going to be no detail, it's going to be really boring and nothing? But I was, I was disproven. Right now I am in Los Angeles now, driving through the harbor. I just have a bunch of cuts to different cities that I did on this one day. Now, there is a story, there's like a 20-hour storyline or whatever. I don't know how much I'll play with it, I probably will end up playing it through, but what I'm more interested in is just driving around, playing some races, which there obviously are. Right now I think I'm setting a waypoint. That's the map. I didn't zoom all the way out, but I am setting a waypoint somewhere in Hollywood just to drive up, because why not? And I mean, they do have, it's surprising, some of the places they do have. I don't know if you guys know this, I am from Long Island, New York. It is an island east of the city, New York City. And I was thinking, there's no way Long Island's gonna be here. It's just gonna be Queens, and then it's just gonna cut off. That's gonna be at the end. However, Long Island is a pretty large part of the map. Like, it's actually a pretty substantial area, and I was not expecting it at all. Like, I think if we're looking at scale, it's probably bigger than it should be, which is crazy. However, it doesn't really have any part of the suburban area of Long Island. It kind of goes from Queens directly to the Hamptons. A little weird. At the end of the video, you'll see me drive through the beaches over by the like Montauk Point area, and I mean, it was pretty cool to see that, you know, my home area was represented in the game. And I think all you guys should give a shot, go down to where you would be in the world, or in the country rather, and see how well they represented that area, because I think it's the best way to figure out how accurate the game is. Because I mean, I haven't spent too much time in Los Angeles in my life. I have spent a lot of time in New York, and so I can attest to New York being pretty accurate. It looks pretty cool. Obviously the only thing they didn't get was the traffic, which, I mean, how can you? It's very, very sparsely populated in terms of traffic, and that's the only unrealistic part of it, in my opinion. The rest of it looks beautiful. There's tons of landmarks that, if you've been to New York, or if you've even heard of things in New York, you will recognize, and that's always really cool. And I didn't play any of the story. Now I'm in Las Vegas. I just kind of drove. You start out in Detroit. I bolted to New York right away. Then, oh, plane went overhead, so you can see they even had, like, environmental things, and I stopped to look at it. I'm like, oh, look, there's the airport. I'll go down the strip in here. I'm pretty sure you'll get to see the strip. Now, I've never been to Las Vegas, but I just kind of drove through here, and I think, you know, it looks like a pretty cool town. I drove from Detroit to New York, then I made a nice little cross-country trip into, like, the mountain region, like Colorado, and that kind of place. So, crashed again. Still kind of getting a feeling for the handling at this part. Over there's where Minecon was, that pyramid building. I forgot what it's called. Someone can correct me on that. I don't know what it's called. And yeah, here we go, going down the strip. You can see a ton of the casinos, and it looks really cool. I'm driving the Ford Mustang GT. You were only available to drive a few of the cars. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. That was actually a text from Darren. Would you guys like to hear my text from Darren? Here it is. Are you a Taco Bell? Because you give me diarrhea. And with that, we're going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb and put it on the side, so it's not interfering with the microphone, which I'm sure it has been. Anyway, I know they have theme parks, or, you know, like roller coasters in Las Vegas. It's pretty cool. So yeah, this beta was last week. This is recorded footage that I captured then. And I mean, ever since it ended, I've wanted to play more. I wanna explore the entire map. I just kind of drove on a freeway from New York to Chicago, then to Las Vegas and Detroit. And I mean, that was really it, you know? I drove them to the south. There's no Orlando, which I was upset to see. There's Miami, though, and there's also, what's it called? Cape Canaveral and Port Canaveral, too. You can see a spaceship taking off, and you can see a cruise ship docked, which is really cool. And all in all, I am thoroughly enjoying this game. It releases November 11th here in North America, and I think I'm going to have just as much fun as I've been having through the beta. And I wish the beta was still going on, because I want to keep playing. I have pre-ordered it, and once I get my hands on it in November, I can tell I'm going to have tons and tons of fun just driving around, probably make some videos of it. And there's multiplayer. Now I'm in the Mountain States and around the Great Salt Lake to my left. And I am driving into the snow right about now. The landscape actually changes from like grassy, as you can see. It's getting a little bit whiter and whiter, and boom! Now we are in the snowy parts of the Mountain States, of the Rocky Mountains. I think we're in Salt Lake City right now. Maybe, yep, we're in Salt Lake City right now. Financial district of it, to be exact. And it's yeah. It's really cool how they can actually capture the different weather elements of the game, too. From what I could tell, I didn't see any rain throughout my playthrough, but I did see skies get very dark, and it looks like there was a storm that was imminent. I don't know if there's going to be weather in the full game. There's snow right here, but in terms of rain, and if it snows in different regions, or snow/rains in different regions at different times, if there's weather systems, that'd be really cool in my opinion, but it's something they probably won't add, because, let's be honest. But I mean, I'm enjoying this game. It's a lot of fun. And I mean, I've just touched upon the whole free drive aspect of it, because that's what speaks to me. It is an open world game. But if you like the racing, there's racing. If you like the kind of PvP car things that there are, you can do that. If you like collecting, there's these cars that I'm currently searching for right now. There's a tons of wrecked cars throughout the map, and if you find them all, you unlock an exclusive vehicle to drive, and that's pretty cool. And you can literally drive anywhere in this map. If you see, like, on the top of that mountain over there, I can drive up there. I can drive up to those mountains over there. I can drive down into the water. I'll die. I can't go in the water, but you could drive in there if you wanted. You could drive anywhere on this map. You can go. And that's one of the coolest things, in my opinion, at least. And, of course, there are the races, people who like that. There's challenges down the highways and stuff, like there's slaloms to do, there's speed challenges, there's jump challenges to jump into a, like, target thing. And there's a story mode if you like that as well. There's one of the wrecks. We found it. Boom. And now we're gonna cut to the Hamptons and the beach area. I think we're on the south shore of Long Island right now, driving through. And yeah. So anyway, yeah, so the story is interesting. It's not really that great. I mean, your brother's the head of a racing club in Detroit. However, you're a little too rebellious to join because you enjoy making trouble. Then your brother asks you to take him for a ride somewhere. You take him there, and he gets shot by someone in a rival gang. And then the FBI pulls up and frames you, and you go to jail for 5 years. 5 years later, you're expected to spend your entire life in jail, but then a special agent comes out from the FBI. It's like, yo, help me track down the guy who killed your brother and the person who framed you. And you're like, oh, okay, sure. And then she gives you a car, and she's like, infiltrate the motor club your brother owned before he died. And that's as far as I got in the story, because at that point on, I could free drive, and I didn't want to do anything in the story because I could just drive everywhere. Yeah, and so it's fun. This has been The Crew. I will see you guys very soon with other stuff and things, so thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later.